Because yeah, like you said, it's obvious that wealthy people are kind of like making the policies in this country indirectly. But why are the policies like anti-American too? Whether it be like open borders or like defunding the police, like is it like foreign money that's trying to like destroy like America?
I don't know the answer to that question. The border policy seems so crazy to
Like,
me.
what's the special interest behind that,
It's
or is that
hard
just
to
stupidity?
it's hard to even imagine a rationale for it that is not sinister. But I never speculate about things that I don't have evidence for. So unless I saw the conversation or the documents where people are saying, yeah, let's open the border to help China or whatever, or to cause chaos in this country, I would never say that. But and a lot of really bad government policies that the most parsimonious explanation for them is probably the accurate one, which is just sheer incompetence and disinterest and negligence and neglect. But some of it may be sinister, and I don't blame people who say this has got to be sinister because it's so messed up. And you look at what's happened. I've been down to the border and just seen this, this insanity of people coming through, and then, I watched 300 people come across in Yuma during my first trip down there between 2:00 a.m. and 4:00 a.m. So I arrived at the border at 2 a.m. and I watched they were coming on white buses that were sleek, shiny, brand new. They were all owned by the Sinaloa drug cartel. And there's 55 people in each bus. The first two buses were Africans from West Africa, all young African males, military age. And they all come through. And when I got there, they were coming through and they were being processed. The Border Patrol, and I didn't actually talk to any of them. The next two buses that came through were all people from Asia. There was only two Latin Americans all night. There was one family from Colombia, one from Peru, and they were the only ones that had asylum claims. I talked to all the other ones, and they all said, we're here to get jobs for the money. So there's no reason to let them in. Because you have to give a hearing to somebody who has an asylum claim. As somebody who openly says, I'm just looking for a job, there's no reason to let them in. But the Biden administration had ordered the Border Patrol let everybody in and stop the catch and return program. It's a catch and release. So the Border Patrol, 9 of them had committed suicide the previous year because they were, what they were being ordered to do is to not do their jobs. And their job was now to process those people as they come through, which means they fingerprint them, check them for a criminal record. If they do not have a criminal record, they bring them to the Yuma airport and put them on a plane to any destination they want in the United States.
With whose money?
Some of them have money coming across. The
Yeah.
people were not poverty-stricken, right?
Got
But
it.
a lot of them have been robbed by the cartels. They're charged between $10,000 and $35,000 to come across.
By the cartel.
By the cartel. The cartel is
Whoa.
you
Can
can
you explain
go,
that to us?
You can go on TikTok and see the advertisements by the cartel.
Holy
What?
shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And they're
We might have to
advertising.
stitch that.
They're advertising all over the world. These guys were coming through and they knew exactly what was going to happen to them.
Did you see Kamala use in something about her,
That's
like
crazy.
the Trump's wall in like her new campaign about putting a wall up now after she
Yeah.
talked the wall so stupid, all this, and now she's flip flopping and saying, okay, we're gonna have a wall, and she's like using the wall that he actually built as a reference point. Did you see that clip?
I didn't see it, but I
but you
heard
know about
it.
the
I was
flip-flop.
astonished, but
Because her job during the whole presidency
that was her big job. That was the job, the most visible job that she had. And then I think she was asked one time, have you ever been to the border? And she said, no, but I think she said, no, but I've never been to Europe either, or something like that.
Does that have to do with
Didn't
anything?
she say
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. I don't know exactly what it was, but I don't know. Maybe you guys can dig it up and play that clip.
We are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
But it was, but that's not an answer. Oh, how can? And she was given this very, very visible job right at the beginning of the before all the problems started. So there was a minor problem, but now she was in charge when it became a major problem. And then I'll tell you, and I don't want to dominate this discussion so much, but I'll tell you one of the things that the Border Patrol guys told me. They said, we have been begging Alexander Mayorkas to come down here, and he refused to come and see what's happening. Finally, we got him to come down. And he said, okay, you can build a wall, because when they came in, there were 27 gaps in the wall. So, and I was against the wall when Trump was talking about it, because I was just basically very skeptical of Trump, and I didn't know anything about it. When I went down there, it's clear, yeah, you need a wall. You don't need a wall all the way 2,200 miles from Brownsville, Texas to San Diego. But in the major urban areas and cities where somebody can just walk across and disappear immediately, yeah, you need a real big physical barrier. And in the countryside, you need fences and sensors and monitoring systems and long-range cameras and night lights and these and the Trump administration had put all that up. There were 27 gaps in the wall. The material was already purchased. It's sitting there. So, and the day that Biden came in, he ordered all construction stopped. So you can go down there today, and I have, photos of it. All of the material for Trump's walls is sitting next to the gaps, those 27 gaps in the wall. There's a big pile of material that costs hundreds of millions of dollars to finish the wall, and they wouldn't do it. So then Mayorkas comes down, sees this flood of humanity coming through the wall, and says to them, okay, we're going to finish the wall, but we're not going to use Trump's materials. We're going to use our own materials. We're going to buy new materials. You can go down there now and you'll see the Mayorkas wall, the Biden wall, and it is, so there'll be a gap in the Trump wall. The gaps are pretty small. Some of them are like just 100 feet. All they need to do is fill up that gap with the material that's sitting there.
Why do they not do
bought
this?
New material, which is a different color. It's a kind of it looks like almost like chain link. The Trump wall is reddish orange. It's like rusty iron, and it's these big, sturdy barriers. But the Mayorkas / Biden wall, it looks like chain link fence, the color of chain link fence, and it links the wall. So you'll see Trump wall and then a little gap with the Biden wall, but the Biden wall doesn't go into the ground. So the people are going right under it or cutting through it because it's flimsy.